What if you could turn complaints into cash? If you're running a company, complaints, they're inevitable and they suck. No matter how much effort you put into getting your customers results, things will go wrong. And when they do, most of us ignore the problem and we hope it goes away. But if we do that, we're setting money on fire because there's a way to handle complaints that will turn them into revenue. I'm still a little scarred by some of the bad reviews I've gotten over the years, like, these people shouldn't be allowed to have a business, and I can't believe I spent money on this. I think I was doing the right thing, but sometimes nothing can keep a customer happy. So what did I do to turn those complaints into over $90,000 of revenue? I'll show you so that you can do it yourself in 3 quick steps that I'll share at the end of this video. But first, how many sales are you losing by not doing this? There's actually research on this. A study by Martin Varga of Bocconi University and Paolo Albuquerque found that products were 41.8% less likely to be purchased if early reviews included a negative one. That's one of the first reviews that happen, being a negative one. So the first thing to do is stop the bleed, especially if you're in the early days of your company. If one of the first reviews you get is negative, you'll start out in the hole. Then, if you don't fix the problems, like I'm going to show you in a bit, it gets even worse. Each additional negative review further reduced purchase likelihood by 26.87%. This means that not only do you need a positive review to start, but you also need to ensure that negative reviews don't dominate or appear at the top of the review page. But unfortunately, I'm not done with the bad news. It's not just reviews. Complaints on social media can hurt your business too. One analysis that went on from 2014 to 2018 of complaints on Twitter, the researchers from the Belk College of Business found out that using social media to respond to complaints actually damages your brand. Now that's kind of weird, but this highlights the importance of minimizing complaints and handling them carefully. So now I'm going to give you the solution, but first, if you're ready to apply these strategies fast, I have put together a free mini masterclass called Scale with Science. No hype, just proven ways to lift sales and keep customers happy for the longest period of time possible. So click on the link below to grab that. Now, let me give you 3 strategies and how I turned complaints into cash. First is humor. When you're getting blasted, the instinct can be to reply with facts, like, no, it didn't happen that way. In other words, here's why you're wrong. And that's because you get defensive. But there's research by Matteo Bial, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, and Yanni Gregoire and Francois Carilla, I'm totally getting this wrong, shows that a humorous response to a rude complaint increases purchase intentions by 18.3%. And that's compared to a polite apology that only increases purchase intent by 8.9%. So what you have here is that if you don't respond at all, you're not doing great. If you are being polite, you're doing okay. But if you're being humorous to someone who's rude, you're actually turning other people into customers when they read that. Think about this from the perspective of a prospect, a future customer. If you're arguing with a current customer, you're just a jerk. If you're apologizing, you could be admitting you were wrong. But if you're using humor, you're disarming them with entertainment while showing that you are listening. And all of that short circuits someone's criticism. Now, if you don't want to go full on humor, you can pair 2 things that work best: a sincere apology plus something humorous can go a long way. I've also done another video on the exact words to use when apologizing, so check that one out if you want to go down that road. Point number 2, take it offline. The research that I mentioned from Belk University also found negative outcomes when getting into online flame wars, and that creating a specific channel, whether it's email or DMs or phone, is significantly better for future sales. Now, I'm a big fan of using the phone. Yes, it's a pain, but people find it easy to flame online and by email. But once they're on the phone, it's actually much easier to do the next step, which is turning complaints into cash. So remember, get off the online flame wars in the comments, get into the DMs, get into email, and get into phone, and you'll have better outcomes. And third, let's look at how to turn these complaints into revenue. When you get a complaint, it's an opportunity to do an exit interview with the customer. And this is where I've actually made money from customers who were pissed off. And here's why. Number one, when you talk to them one-on-one, ideally on the phone, you can diffuse the situation and build a custom solution for them. Not necessarily a custom product, but a custom solution for their complaint. And when you do this one-on-one, instead of leaving mad, you can rescue a lot of customers. Instead of churn, you're resetting the customer clock. I've even turned angry customers into advocates this way. Number two, and this is a biggie, and I've made a separate video on the research behind it, but you can create a case study showing how you addressed a specific customer's pain point. So you're taking lemons and you're making lemonade, which I don't really like. Lemonade, too much sugar. But your customers love it. So you get the idea. You're taking a negative situation and you're turning it into, look how responsive we are. Look how much we address the concerns of our customers. It takes negativity, turns it into an asset. So if you want to take the next step, you can use the same scientific principle to improve not just the customer reactions, but your entire business. I explain how to do that in this video right here.